Start. 10. Fuck that. 9. Shit. Alright. Stand up.
Vanguard.
The Vanguard. Get the shit out of here. Ah.
What's up, guys?
Alright, so what do you got here for us today?
Well, obviously, if you can't tell by the sleeves,
Oh my god.
I got Aichi Sendo.
Got waifu decks.
I got Husbando.deck.
There you go.
Christ.
Alright, so what deck in particular is this? Is this good old MLB Saver or...
MLB Saber can go suck its own dick.
Oh,
Nah, what I bring to you is my own variation.
Alrighty.
So, since I started playing Vanguard, and I normally started buying boxes about, I want to say about set 10, and I started really building my deck at set 15. I've always had... Oh,
I'm not gonna eat them.
okay. I always had a good friend. Saw him in every hand I ever played. To me, it's your boy, Alfred.
Thought it was gonna be Blaster Blade, but never mind.
Oh, we're just getting to the good part. Nani? And Blaster Blade.
There we go.
It's an Alfred Blaster deck.
Oh.
Interesting, interesting.
Oh.
And what a lot of people didn't realize was, when it came to this deck, literally they gave us the cards, all we were missing was the deck to do it with.
Tell me more.
Oh. Okay, so the way I built this deck, you can either sit on Alfred or you can sit on Blaster Blade, and the deck will still manage its best. So, preferably with the way my grade 2s and grade 1s is set up, you can sit on either or, but preferably you sit on Alfred for added effects, and we'll get into the strides later on.
Now, only because I've never seen this before, what on earth does this Alfred do exactly?
At Generation Break 2, he gets the standard Alfred effect. 2k for every rear guard.
Nice.
Now, when he's placed on the Vanguard circle, you counterblast one, you soul blast one, you choose a card from your hand, and you discard it. So it literally doesn't matter what your first ride is. You could ride the PG for all you care and still
Set up.
And still set up. When he's placed on the Vanguard, you can search your deck for up to 2 Swordsman of Light or Blaster cards with different card names, and Superior call them to the board.
Damn. Doesn't have to be open rearguard circle, just anywhere.
Just anywhere.
Nice.
So, I play him at 4. You can obviously tell why.
Now I know. And knowing is only half the battle. No editing. I'm just gonna go straight cut.
Unfortunately, I only got 2 hot stamps, but 4 Blaster Blade, standard Blaster Blade skill, placed on Vanguard or Rear Guard, Counterblast 1, Copper Grade 1 or higher. When a Saber rides him, or when a Saber strides on top of him, Counterblast 1, search for a Blaster. So, a 4-4 build, you can't really go wrong, can you?
No.
Now, my grade 2s, 2 blaster javelin, 4 Ames, 3 Galatine, and 4 Blaster Blade. Now, Swordsman of Light, Blaster Javelin, Larouse, he's actually pretty good. Because what he can do is he can fuel stride for one of the he can fuel soul for one of the strides. The only downside is it has to come from hand. Then you search your deck for up to 2 high beasts, and Superior call them to the board. As long as you have an Alfred Vanguard, let's not forget that restriction. So you got 4 Ames. Whenever you have an Alfred Vanguard, it becomes an 11k beat stick. If you let the attack hit while when this attacks a Vanguard, you search your deck for any blaster card, or any card with a Blaster Blade in its card name, I should say. You call it on top of them, and then you get to activate the skill for a free cost. And you gotta admit, that's actually pretty good.
That is a pretty nice SP too. And I look at this card when it first came out, I was like, "Is that a new alternate art Blaster Blade?" No, it's
its pre-evolution,
right?
So there's that. I play 3 Galatine.
Now, why Galatine? I was wondering why when you placed this down.
Now, I originally did it for the GB1 effect, which whenever he's placed on the Guardian Circle, he gets an additional 5k shield. Good at conserving hand size.
Okay.
And he's a lot easier to guard. The only downside to him is when he's on the rear guard, you gotta have a card with Blaster in his card name, otherwise he becomes 8k. I can tell you that one for an instant, it's a giant pain in the butt. Now, and then on top of that, now, what kind of deck would this be without Blaster Blade?
Right.
So, that's the grade 1. That's the grade 2 lineup, I should say. Tongue cannot word. So, yeah. Can't go wrong with that. Actually, believe it or not, I'm looking to fully SP this deck out. Where are you? Okay, that's where you're starting. So, grade 1 lineup is 3 Unos, 2 Technician Marin, 4 Epona, and Blaster Farm Barker.
No Wingle?
No Winkle. I honestly don't like Winkle because Winkle has to hit. He's only good for early game. He's not good for late. I plan on going for the ultimate late game, I must kill you, and I will kill you. So, Swordsman of Light Unos. When if you have an Alfred Vanguard, when something's placed from deck, he literally gets a trigger effect. He gets plus 5,000 power. So he's essentially searchable with Marin at GB1. It has to be something other than he basically can't see himself enter. He can see a copy of himself enter. He just can't see himself enter. And I'll get into the combo plays later on involving one of my favorite combos anyway. Marin, just pretty much there for search out. That's all you can do. Search out. Normally gets out like Galatine and Amez, a Blaster Blade. Obviously 4 GPG because Epona is best PG. I'm sorry, Esol. You upgraded, so did Epona.
Well, once I go there tomorrow, I'll find the
And then you got your Blaster from Barkles.
Of course.
Because what kind of Blaster deck would this be without Barkles?
Right.
Bad one, that's what it be. So we have standard PG effect, has to have a copy, which is why I said when you ride that Alfred, it doesn't matter if you ride this as a first. So that's kind of the gist of the deck. Now what really throws people off, and I've even tried to play you against this, but it just doesn't work. 4 heal, 4 Scion Rider, 4 Marvel, 4 Flogel, and Barkle as your starter. It's a generic heal. I'm not playing the Fighters Collection heals. I'm not playing the Fighter Collection G-Guards for the simple reason is I don't like them. Isn't this game all about player preference?
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't you start, boy!
Yeah. There was supposed to be a contract.
And I thought I was going to answer.
Then you got 4 Scion Rider. He basically has a Heart Thump-esque skill. If you have a grade 3 Alfred swing, you can put him in Assault and he countercharges too. So I wish it worked for grade 4 Alfred. I honestly did.
I wish it was an axe skill. Shoot.
Oh, you ain't kidding.
No.
You ain't kidding. You got Margot because obvious fuel soul, and then you got a recyclable crit that rescans something. One of the better crits.
Right. How much is it now? Like, is it something ridiculous, or has it still always stayed steady?
It's with the recent support, it's fluxed.
Jesus.
I think it's somewhat. I think it's sitting at about $5 or $6 a piece.
Fair enough.
I think. And then starter searches out an Alfred or a Blaster. So you can search out his Grade 1 version, you can search out Blaster Blade Exceed, or Luminous Light King and Knights Alfred.
Nice.
And now we get into what I consider the most thrilling part of the deck. Executed. For Great Flashy Assault.
Why 4 Assault?
Because that skill, like, way too good.
Too good? What is it?
As long as you have an Alfred or Blaster Vanguard,
Alright.
you counterblast 1, and it gets a plus 5k shield for each rear guard.
Nice.
So you're sitting there at 15, an additional 25 shield.
Alright. And, why don't you like to play the Fighters Collection G Guardian?
I feel like the Fighters Collection G-Guard sets up for the GV8 quicker. This deck is more about, I want to say, almost nostalgia,
Alright.
but not specifically. So I don't run the GV8. I choose not to run the GV8. I like the GV8 skill. I just don't run it in this deck. When push comes to shove, I shove back.
So it's essentially like a nice nostalgic revival.
Yeah.
In your case. Nice.
2 Holy Dragon, 2 Religious Soul Saver.
Not that stupid promo. Oh, it's disgusting.
Nah, these are the G-Rares. These
There
are
you
the
go.
OGs. Now, I would consider this as a first strike, but I call this the most legit card in the deck. Legit Sword Dragon.
Jesus, I thought you weren't going there, but nope, never mind. Can't escape it.
You cannot escape the legitness. Then we got Force, Silverchin,
There we go.
Holy Squire. You got 4 Alfred, and 1 Mirrored Soul. So, everybody knows what this does by now. Pretty much, rear guards, 3 units of choice get power. 3 units of choice get power, and then 2 or more blasters in assault, it gets a crit. Legit, if you have a blaster Alfred Vanguard, you counterblast 1, search for a Swordsman of Light, or blaster card superior call it, and it gets an additional 2,000 power. Depending on how my situation looks, this card will come in. It will see more play than it will than Mirrored will. For Silverchin, because a 51 Vanguard swing all by itself is still really good. So if you don't know a skill by now, it's pretty much flip a copy. If you have an Alfred Hart, all the rear, everything unlocks. Let's put it that way. So bye bye Chaos.
Who needs poker, man?
Okay.
Yeah, freaking Alfred.
Everything unlocks. All of my rear guards get an additional 2,000 power. Then if he's at Generation Break 3, he gets an additional 3,000 power for every rear guard. And again, what kind of deck would this be if it's not your boy? It's a Generation Break 2, but I'm perfectly fine with it. Shoot, I can even get it there with Silverchin. And again, I'm looking to SP this deck out, so don't stop me. Don't stop me now. God damn it.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's a copyright strike.
No.
Right infringement.
And then 1 Mirrored Soul because reasons.
Raisins?
Because raisins.
Raisins.
It's from the trial deck, or it's from the start deck, so, or I'm sorry, it's from the legend deck, so it might as well. You want to do combos as a separate video?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So that's it for the deck. Let me show you guys my favorite combinations.
One is actually for I think it's not the stupid about it. It's her working that works on that. They're lazy as hell because when I was cleaning up today, they were all out in one spot. They were just walking around doing nothing.
You fail.
Smooth.
You.
Smooth, Brandon.
But the superpower is cool. The superpower is from the bottom.
I was gonna say, if you fail right there just by dropping it in, you need to stop.
Nope.
You need to stop existing in life. Okay, so here's one of my favorite combinations. Say you're going through your standard rides. Well, you hit bar. Well, I typically, because I play 2, I typically like to go into Larouse because I barely see him as is. I'd go into the Exceed, and I would stride. Well, question for you: what would be the most preferred stride to go into at this point?
First stride?
First stride.
Let's see here. Now, because I'm totally unclear with with most of the Royal Strides, I'd say probably Legit or Jay Leno.
Can I tell you you're wrong?
What would it be?
With the way this soul is set up. Hello, religious.
There you go.
Now, let me tell you why I would go into religious. Because not only do I have 2 blasters in soul, I'm also sitting on a blaster Vanguard. So, I literally saw this as an opportunity, or I'm sorry, one of my buddies pointed this out to me. And he goes, we're sitting there and we're playtesting, and he goes, and because it has blaster in its card name, you can use it for religious skill. I was like, wait, what? I wasn't even thinking that. I was more focused on the Swordsman of Lightning. So, that's literally that would literally be my first stride if I had a soul set up like this. Now, if I had a soul more set up like this, oi! That's obvious soul blast. That's an obvious ditch because he has to have a blaster or a Swordsman of Lightning soul in order for his skill to fully proc. And out comes Amez and Yunos. As long as they're sitting in front of each other. Can you figure out why? Remember how I said Yunos' skill gave him a plus 5k bonus? Because these enter the board at the exact same time? Yunos sees Amez enter, so he gets his own skill off. Then this becomes he becomes a 12k booster. This becomes an 11k attacker.
Nice.
Can you do the math?
No, can you do it for me?
+5, +2 to a column.
+7 to a
16k column.
To a 16k column. 23 to the Vanguard with an on hit on a grade 3 first strike.
Nice.
I mean, I can even throw the marbles in for an extra pressure.
Fair.
Now, always depending on how my situation looks. If I still have a Yunos on board, I can literally use legit Sword Dragon to just pump him back up again. And then on top of that, I normally seek out the Amez because not only will it get an additional 2k, that 25k column just hits stride numbers. So hello 27k column with a non-hit. Let me call a Blaster Blade.
Fair enough.
Yeet. And as soon as I hit that Blaster Blade, it doesn't matter if I'm sitting on the grade 2 or I'm sitting on the grade 3 within the rear guard. I'm always swinging Twin Drive. There's no way around a good card like this. And then if I'm really trying to kill you, I silver. Until I know for an absolute fact I know crits are coming, and then hi bud.
Fair enough. Alrighty, so you got any more combos or tips for us with this deck?
Play it to the best of your abilities, and I tell you this much: if you can perfect this deck better than I can, I applaud you. But I'll tell you this much: nothing can beat the original creator.
There you are.
In the name of the king. Later.
Alright, so just want to thank my buddy Josh over here for giving this awesome deck profile. This is definitely a blast from the past, seeing a lot of these cards, most of which I have not seen before because I didn't kind of give the cold shoulder towards Royal Paladin, but this was definitely unique, and can't wait to have a match with them soon after this video. Peace.